Oh my gosh. Okay, hey everybody. Today I want you to meet one of my favorite people ever on the planet. And in about 15 seconds, she'll be one of your favorite people on the planet too. This is Jayme.
Hello.
And we are at her shop, Bone Dust. Jayme has the most wonderfully tragic sort of story. I think we've known each other, what, like 6 or 7 years?
No.
How long?
Oh, 8.
So 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How did you remember that? That's crazy.
Well, I just judge things by events and things.
Okay. So Jayme actually and James, her boyfriend, who she co-owns this shop with, they gave some of the props for Annabelle Hooper and the Ghosts of Nantucket, 2 of the most important props in the entire film. And so when you watch that film and you see a particular shiny white object, you'll know what that is. So that's great. Okay, so let's get into your story.
That was an honor for James to make those for you.
Oh, I loved it. It was when we knew what we needed, I was like, how can we find something like that? And we've been looking on the internet. And finally I was like, wait, I know exactly the right person to create that. So you'll know when you watch that. Okay, so let's get into your story.
Okay.
It's like one of those things that's like, I don't even know where to start with you.
Well,
so you start.
I start with my story. I was kind of a little odd girl growing up. I had a learning disability in school and just kind of wild, you know, but not kind of wild, but not. But anyway, I didn't get married till I was 28, and I married a guy that I went to college with, and we had 2 children, and he was a flamboyant figure,
Mm-hmm.
and an attorney here in Oklahoma City. And it was a rocky marriage. It went on for 22 years. And I kind of went into domestic abuse with him. It wasn't I did.
Yeah.
And the domestic abuse is hard to talk about because a lot of people want to judge you when you're a domestic abuse survivor. But it's been 10 years since the major ending of the abuse. So I am a completely different person, and my Christian walk has just gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. And so anyway, I met Bill in college, and then I didn't marry him for a few years later. I was 28, like I said, and we had a baby, a little boy, and a daughter 5 years later. He went to law school. I was married to him and became successful overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And
he was very well known in this area.
Yeah.
Very well known.
Yes, and which made my tragedy even harder on me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really, I don't know if I can even explain it, but I'll do my best. Anyway, the marriage was rough. Other than, we had some good years, but it was majorly rough.
Did the abuse start early on, or did that come later?
It was
With
early.
his other kind of. It was early.
Mm-hmm. He had addiction problems, and which fused into me. I don't know, just kind of just took over the dynamics of the family.
Right.
And
as addiction obviously
yeah,
does a lot with people. It
ruins your life.
A lot of victims.
Well, it was always bad off and on, but got really bad. 2002 is when I say I went into the gates of hell with him. 2002.
Okay.
And I lost it. I just wasn't walking with the Lord, and I lost who I was. I was in over my head with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way I know to describe it. And I couldn't get out.
And you really didn't have anybody you could go to.
No, because when you're in domestic abuse, nobody wants you around. Not even your family. They don't know what to do for you. You're in a mess that is way over your head. And I mean, I knew there were probably people out there, but when you're married to someone in the limelight, you don't want to. You have children, and you don't want it exposed.
Right. And plus,
Because you're trying
part
to
of the fact
protect
that
them.
he's out there in the spotlight, in the limelight, brings security to the family because the financial part of
Right.
that. So if you burst that, then
And then your children, they don't understand all this.
Right.
They knew things were going on, but they didn't want to. You know, it's a hard thing to go through, domestic abuse, and we lived in a nice neighborhood in Oklahoma City. The police were there. I don't know, lots and lots and lots of times. And
would it be neighbors calling, or you calling, or him calling?
the kid. I don't know. Maybe the neighbors called. I don't know who all did the calling. Maybe I called. Who knows? They were there.
They were there a lot.
They were there, and it was just to think back. I just shut. But I just shudder to think of it all. But I do have a relationship with the Lord, so that's how I get by, and that's how I've gotten by.
That's good.
And anyway, so I went into the gates of hell with Bill, and
Describe when you
It was
say
a
the
dark-
gates of hell. What does that look like?
it was demonic and scary and frightening, and can't believe I went in there. Cannot believe I went in there and survived. And I did, and I decided he had been sent to a treatment center in Talbot's, the last treatment center. And while he was gone away for 6 months, I started talking to my mother, and I grew up in a Christian home. And so it was down in there. And it was just like I cried out. I was crying out for the Lord when I was in the gates of hell, but I was so far deep into it, I couldn't
See a way out.
see a way out. But the Lord, when I look back on that from 2002 till 2005, January 2005, when I look back on that, I see that He was watching over me. I could have died numerous times I could have died and should have died,